too long ago.
Welcome to another edition of the Mack Brothers podcast.
Hello, everyone.
It's nice to see everyone. I believe this is episode number 31. I think
32.
32. I think it's episode number 31. I don't know. I don't remember.
Let's check, shall we? I have the Mack book.
So here's the thing, guys. While John's checking on that, it's been a crazy last week. The Mack Brothers have really discovered YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
So if you made your way to our podcast from YouTube Shorts,
Welcome.
Thanks for watching.
And thanks for subscribing, because we've gotten like 10 subscribers in like a couple days, which is
pretty lit.
Yeah, it's not usual for us to figure out something. Usually we think we have to like really like work super hard.
Yeah, exactly.
My computer's acting
super hard.
Well, not super. You know what I
His
mean.
computer's acting up. Did you give up?
What? Did
you give up?
Are we on? I was looking at our shorts.
This is failing. This segment's failing.
This is 31.
Yeah, I knew it was number 31 because last week was number 30.
Yeah,
now I won't remember what next week says though, because I don't. This is the first time I've remembered. Maybe besides episode 1, this is the first podcast episode number I've remembered.
Yes, it is.
So if everyone's been paying attention, we have the full trifecta.
Matthew, get me in the shop. Bro.
Yeah, let me. Oops, sorry, that's all me. There you go.
Perfect.
So John just introduced me to a song called "Wipe the Butt." What is it? Wipe their butt.
I will wipe my butt.
Wipe my butt
By Tim and Eric featuring the Shins.
I like that song. That's good.
It's a beautiful. It's funny. The melody really is gorgeous.
Reminds me of the Yellow River Boys.
They're really great too.
They're really, really good. Everyone go check out the Yellow River Boys. They make really good music. So John, what's new in the world of John?
So, I'm now in charge of lockers in my work. On top of everything else, I'm in charge of.
Like Foot Locker.
Yeah, a lot of feet in the lockers. It's a very stinky locker room.
I mean, yeah, that they're locker rooms.
I mean like it's worse than like I've worked in Wells Fargo Center.
Has it been a while since they've been
casino.
tended to?
Yes.
So they need tending.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm the tender.
You're going to tend to the lockers now.
Yeah.
Why? Why do they want you to do? Well, you know what though? I mean, so like, here's my theory, right? Well, you are management, so you got to do it. Never mind. Yeah. Good luck, John. Good luck with the lockers.
Yeah.
Have fun.
But that's what's new, and I'm very sleepy from it.
You're very sleepy from it. I'm sleepy. You know what I think it is?
Work than I thought.
I was just having a conversation with my mother about this. I think it's the heat. I think it's because this heat wave's been crazy. Like,
yeah,
there's been no relief from the heat this whole summer. So, every day it's 90 every fucking day, and it's so humid, and it's exhausting. Like today was 85. It was like, wow, what a nice day. Should just be a normal day. This should just be a normal August day. A nice day should be like, wow, it's 80. It's like 79 degrees today with a nice breeze. That should be a nice day in the summer.
Low dew point,
not
too,
85.
I mean?
Low dew point, though. Yeah, not 85. So that's my thought process towards, the heat takes a lot out of you.
It was actually a very nice day today, and I wish I could have got to enjoy it more.
But you were dealing with stinky lockers.
Yeah,
don't let anyone hear that.
I did get the gym in. I've been going back to the gym a lot recently. I'm feeling good. So at least I could.
I have an update.
What?
I went bowling last night.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
One, I'm not a good bowler at all. I'm really bad. But you know who's interested in I'm not interested in doing this, but I know someone that is interested in joining a bowling league with Mike Testa.
I know somebody too, I think.
Dom Console.
Yep. Fired Up. Shout out again to Fired Up. By the way, I think I'm winning the championship again.
You think you're winning the championship? I got a pretty good team this year.
Here's the results, people.
I got a pretty good team this year.
Here's the results.
Listen, I missed the live thing because I was in Virginia. But I'm gonna, John. You read your team out. I'll read my team out.
All right, quarterback Matt Stafford.
All right, wait. Let's go.
QB for QB.
Let's go.
Let's just
QB
do the
for QB.
starters.
Yeah, just starters. No one cares about the bench. Although I do have. Let's pick our most ridiculous bench player at the end.
Okay.
All right. So, who's your quarterback?
Matt Stafford.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, that's better. All right, one for Matthew. Running back. My first running back is Kamara.
My first running back is Jonathan Taylor.
All right. I mean, yours is better.
But that's also because who had the number one pick?
So, Retro
Judah, Daddy Fonz had the first pick.
Yeah.
And who did he pick? Jalen Hurts? Who did he pick?
He picked Jalen Hurts.
Jalen
So
Hurts.
he explained it to me.
So what was his
So
explanation?
Dom, if you're listening, because Dom texted me right after and was like, "Yo, your boy's nuts."
Yeah, what did he do?
So he cued because so if anyone don't know that Retro Judah has a baby, brand new a newborn.
And Daddy Fonz.
So he has a newborn, and he had a bunch of shit he had to do. It was actually the newborn's technical birthday.
Oh, it was a due date, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came out a little early, but he's strong as an ox. But anyway,
He was just really eager. That was
he
the
was
whole
just
thing
bored.
behind that. That's what I heard. He was ready to get started.
So, he told me he queued up a shit ton of players that he likes, and Hurts was the last player he queued. And then he when he signed back in like in the 6th round or whatever, he realized that for some reason, even though he queued him last, he was picked first. And
That's
he was
that's
like,
a
son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a folly.
Yeah.
That was a folly. It worked out in my benefit because I didn't do any research this year for fantasy. I'm gonna just put it right out there. I didn't look up any reports. I didn't do anything. I didn't even know what players are hurt. I thought Gronk was still in the league. I was like, I'm going to try and get him as my tight end. I didn't realize he was retired. So this is how far out of the loop I am. But I like doing fantasy football, so I just swung it. So, yeah, that's how I got Jonathan Taylor, who was the consensus number one. So I lucked into that, I guess. Complete luck.
So you have the better quarterback and the better running back.
Who's your second running back?
David Montgomery.
Mine is DeAndre Swift.
So I think I win that.
What's this? Oh, you don't have your John.
Yeah,
you
I don't
have it
know.
in front of you.
All
right, who's your number one wide receiver? You're gonna kill me with wide receivers.
Debo Samuels.
All right, I got Tyreek Hill. He's my number one guy.
They're comparable.
Yeah,
They're comparable.
We
players.
might have a similar receiver core. Our receiving core might be.
I don't know. My next boy is Keenan Allen.
I have Michael Pittman Jr. He's the number one receiver for the Colts.
I think Keenan Allen's going to be great this year.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get beat out.
I feel like you're going to beat me in tight end too. Who's your tight end?
I don't have that great of a tight end. I have Dallas Goedert.
I have Zach Ertz.
I feel like they're about equal.
So my thing was Zach Ertz had a great year
Yeah.
last year, and with Arizona, he only played 11 games. So
And Goddard actually
season.
had a pretty good year too. He was a top 10 tight end last year, and he didn't start all year.
He'll probably be better than Ertz statistically. I don't know because
It could kind of go either way. They might actually just have really similar seasons.
AJ Brown on the Eagles is going to take away points from Smith and
Goddard,
who is my
but see the thing
flex,
is,
Devontae
sometimes when you have a good receiver, you also need to feed your tight end, because if you just target AJ, he's going to get demolished if they just target him.
Well, it's not that he's going to get demolished. He's going to get his, but he's also going to generate so much gravity that other people are going to be open.
Yeah. Hit my boy Goddard right up the middle.
So Allen Robinson the third is my first flex.
My first flex is Darnell Mooney for the Bears. He's like their second. He's like their number 2 receiver.
All right, then I got Devontae Smith.
I got Tyler Lockett as my second flex.
I almost have him in every fantasy draft every year.
I like you know what? The last 6 seasons he's been a top 10 receiver.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he's just really consistent. One thing I don't know if my theory is correct, but it seems like every year with fantasy, it's not about who has the best players, it's who has the most consistent players that wins.
Yeah.
Because there's been people that have, when Antonio Brown was a killer, they have him and a great quarterback, and they would still lose because other people just have more consistent players. You okay over there? It looks like you're having like a issue, like a medical.
Bit by a fucking mosquito. I got bit by a fucking mosquito in my own house.
Are you the first person this has ever happened to?
No, but it fucking sucks.
He got bit by a mosquito in his own house, damn it. Can you believe that? You would have thought the mosquito would have had better sense than to come in your house. It's like you ought to be locked up for breaking and entering.
Fucking things bother me.
All right, who's your defense?
Packers.
I have the Saints.
I like the Packers this year.
I don't know anything about anybody's defense this year, including the Eagles.
Eagles are going to be really good.
Now, most importantly, who's your kicker?
Tyler Bass.
I have Evan McPherson.
What team's he on? I don't know about.
He's the kicker for Cincinnati. He's the second highest ranked kicker in the league.
So you did pretty good. You did pretty good.
Yeah, I had a pretty good draft. All right, who's your most ridiculous backup?
I don't know about ridiculous, but
the computer really gave me some ridiculous backups.
I think I have a really good backup tight end in David Njoku.
Oh yeah. I know him. He used to when I'd play Madden. He had high potential, so I would trade for him all the time, make him my starting tight end.
I got a pretty good motherfucking bench.
He returns on my fantasy team from a few years ago. Remember I used to be Graham Gano's best? He's my backup kicker. I'm really happy about that. The computer drafted him. So I only drafted one player on my bench. No, I drafted two. I drafted Chase Claypool, which is like a receiver for the Steelers. And then I drafted Tom Brady as my backup quarterback. That's
a good backup to have.
Which made me laugh. But then I didn't realize that the computer also drafted another quarterback for me. The computer drafted, I don't know how to say his name, but Tua Tagovailoa, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So my quarterbacks this year are crazy. I know there was some hype around him, right? So my first matchup is against the Philadelphia Newport 100s. It's Nick Lippery. That's my first matchup, and we're 5 points separated. So I projected to have 5 more points in him, but I think it's going to be pretty close.
I forget who I'm playing, but I'm going to beat them.
Oh, I like the confidence. Watch, like 4 of your starters get hurt. Devastating injuries after a year.
Well, I got Christian Kirk off the motherfucking bench.
Christian Kirk, he's really good.
He could start. Damian or whatever Harris could play.
I have Damian Lillard on my fantasy football team.
He'd probably be a good cornerback.
All right, so to piggyback off fantasy. So I was having a conversation with my coworkers today. I think that other fantasy sports don't make as much sense as fantasy football.
No, they don't.
I feel like their scoring systems are like, you really got to think hard to figure out their scoring systems. And I'd actually think it started with baseball. It started with fantasy baseball. That was the first fantasy sport they made like leagues for. But like fantasy hockey and fantasy basketball, like what are you, like you're getting points for deflections in hockey and shit? Like you got to track so much stuff.
Well, I do a basketball league like for free on ESPN just to see if I can figure it out, and I always forget it even exists.
Yeah, it doesn't keep me. You know what, too? Like football's like, okay, there's a game a week. You have one matchup a week.
It's an event.
You have one matchup a week, and then, you go online and you watch NFL Red Zone somehow.
Well, see, Golden Boy is going to have to do a couple of parlays this year.
I don't. What is that? Is that the when you're going to bet on some horses?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like the Broncos.
the Broncos.
No, but
Hold on. Hydration break. Well, now that we're hydrated.
Now that we're back. Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back to the Mack Brothers podcast. Episode 32.
31.
Episode 31.
Arctic Monkeys put out a new single.
Arctic Monkeys put out a new single. I don't feel like I was that far off from what they're going for with this album.
No, I don't think you were.
I really don't think I was.
What do you think about it?
I like it, and I had a revelation So now granted, I have a 2008 that doesn't have any like Bluetooth or like no modern. I can't connect to anything like the way people do. Like I don't have Apple CarPlay or none or Bluetooth in it, so I use an FM transmitter to transmit to my radio. So I'm not getting the highest quality sound, obviously. For any jerk off that wants to be like, oh well, blah blah blah, you're not getting high quality. I know, dickhead. But
Yeah, you want to fight about it? Fuck you.
you want to fight it? I'll fight you about it. But our new single that hasn't come out yet that we're working on the other day is mixed better, at least for my car. Which I mean, I'm the one mixing it, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Than their new single. Their new single sounded like shit in my car, but it sounded really great in my headphones.
Yeah.
But some songs I don't know if they're.
Oh, I think.
They're mixed.
Well,
So, but overall impressions on the song, I really like the song. I think the album's going to be really good, and I think it's going to be a thinker's album. You're going to have to read the lyrics. You're going to have to listen to it a lot. You're going to have to analyze the melodies a lot, analyze the parts. There's a lot of little nuances in there that I haven't picked up on yet. So,
yeah.
if I had to give it a score out of 10, I would give it a solid first impression. I would give it like a solid 7.5 out of 10.
So, somebody asked me, someone in the Mack Mafia asked me what we think about it, and I gave it a 7.9 out of 10.
We're very very close
Very
to her.
close.
We're very very close.
I
How many times have you listened to it?
probably 7 or 8.
I've listened to it like 3 times. So you've had a chance to hear it more.
Well, I was really trying to. So I love the music and the melody.
My favorite part about the song off the bat, off my first listen, was how the intro was a different piece of music than the rest of the song, but then they sampled the strings in the intro in the background of the song and put it in like a different key.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I thought that was really cool, and I felt like that was probably a James Ford thing.
Yeah. Shout out to James Ford.
I'm telling
Who
you,
is also
Arctic Shadow
my
Puppets.
boss.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah.
He's also producing the Arctic Monkeys' new album. What a year he's having.
Oh, I wish he was. I wish he was because he knows I'm a musician, and if he was hiding from me, I'd be very upset.
Yeah. You'd have legitimate heat.
It
with
would
him.
explain why he slips away for a couple hours every day.
He's doing it over Zoom. He's Zoom call producing the Arctic Monkeys' new album.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah. So 7.9. So what are your thoughts?
I love it. I wish the lyrics just kind of feel. It almost feels like he freestyled the song. Mm-hmm. I don't get the mirror ball reference.
There better be a mirror ball.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. The melody is just one of my favorite things he's ever done melodic-wise, because it is so free-flowing. It doesn't feel like it's a song. It feels like it's another part of the music, in a way. It feels like there's such genuine thoughts that he's just, whenever they come to him is when he's saying them. He doesn't have a formulated melody.
It was good. It's a good performance,
and I love it. I love that part of it. I just wish the lyrics were. I don't know. But I might love the lyrics in a couple weeks. But I just feel like.
Well, you don't have any
I feel like
context for the lyrics. You're just trying to figure it out.
No offense to. Yeah, I don't have context for the lyrics. If they make sense into the overarching album.
Yeah.
Kind of like how.
I mean, the mirror ball probably has to do something with a dance floor and reflections and.
But he's getting in his car.
But he's getting it. Yeah, but some people have those little mirror balls in their car.
Oh, maybe.
They do.
No, maybe that's what he meant.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. I don't know most of the lyrics off the top of my head. It's too new.
I could have wrote better lyrics. I actually wrote. So, hold on. Don't read this out loud.
Okay, I won't read it out loud. We have to entertain the people while I'm reading it.
All right. So I wrote this to the melody. Obviously, I'm not going to steal the melody. It's more of a poem right now.
Yeah.
But I was just like thinking to myself, like, this is how I feel about this song.
This is how you feel about this song.
And I think the title.
Should I I like how all your emails are coming through right now. Should I read this after the podcast so we just don't have like 2 minutes of me silently reading and trying to understand your lyrics?
It's very short.
Okay.
But
so you have to entertain the people now.
I will say this. I really honestly feel like I could have wrote better lyrics to that song. But if it makes sense to the album, then obviously I don't know that yet. And I'm also very cocky right now because Alex Turner is my favorite lyricist of all time. But it's still a great song, and the melody's excellent, and the music's beautiful, and I really like how...
It's one more super clever line in here. It has to make it into one of our songs no matter what.
The Bucks line?
The one right after it. I mean, if those two lines are supposed to be one line, then yeah.
I don't remember what it is. And I really love the title of it.
I don't think that's how you spell Q, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's probably... I think it's like Q for like a... pool cue. But that's not how I meant it.
Yeah, no, this line, the third to the bottom line. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that line. I enjoyed that line.
This pig looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh dear, watch out for the speeding trucks.
Yeah.
Bucks as in deer.
Yeah. I know what you meant. That's what I said. I think the two lines were like they're a piggy. It's a piggyback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, that's
all right, guys. So I just read a poem John wrote off of that melody structure, and yeah, definitely off first read by itself, I think it's better than what Alex Turner wrote. But how could you know? It's all subjective.
And of course, this is just words.
Yeah,
it's not to a gorgeous melody. It's probably the best melody of the year so far.
Yeah, I mean. You know what though? There's a couple melodies just melody wise that I've enjoyed just as much. Like that Ginger Root guy. I'm not saying all of his songs sound exactly the same, but he's had some melodies that I really like.
Yeah,
just melodies.
I'm trying to think what songs came out in 22.
Like this year?
Yeah, that we really
we're biased about our own music, so we have to take that out of the discussion.
Yeah.
But besides us, no major artist that we like has put any music out. Well, except for the Killers, they put Boy out, and that song is kind of blues.
I think it's okay.
It's not as good as the New Arctic Monkey song.
It sounds like a Sam's Town B-side.
Yeah, kind of.
Like it sounds like something that missed Sam's Town.
Yeah,
by a mile, because Sam's Town is one of the best albums ever.
I guess there's lots of good music out there. It's just,
talking about
it's hard to find sometimes.
Melody, Nancy. Scoopsy's new song. What's it called? Steve and Nancy.
Yeah, but what about it?
Beautiful melody.
Yeah. I would put that melody up there.
Great structure. Shout out to Scoopsy. Go follow Scoopsy. Go hang out with Scoopsy.
Is it Scoopsy or Scoopski?
Scoopski. I always fuck it up.
Yeah.
Scoopski.
Well, I would blame Scoopski for that.
Yeah.
For having a hard to pronounce fucking name.
We've been friends with Scoopski for a while. We've tried to do shows together. We're working on just hanging out and all. I don't know his real name. I have no idea.
Yeah, now that we say it like that, yeah, I don't know his real name. You know what, John? But who do you ever really know?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's such a great. That is such a great George Carlin joke.
What?
He's like, yeah. What do white people have to worry about? Hootie and the Blowfish broke up. Oh my god. That's such a great joke.
How about
it was either Carlin or Louis C.K.
How about it wasn't Louis. I know every Louis joke that ever existed, I think.
I believe I don't put it past you. I watched all his recent podcasts that he was on, and he's just so good.
Did you watch the President podcast? That was 4 hours. He did with Shane Gillis.
No, I gotta watch that. I'll watch that tonight.
He's the most knowledgeable comedian on presidents in the world, probably.
Dude,
he knows so much about the presidents. And it's filmed at his house, and he lives somewhere in upstate New York, and he has probably the most gorgeous studio.
Who, Louis?
Like what I would aspire for.
Or Gillis?
No, Louis. It's what I aspire to have for our band and / podcasting area. It's fucking beautiful. It's fantastic.
I believe it. I totally believe it.
Yeah, love Louis.
I've just been on a Louis kick, and I've just been and to a lesser degree, I was trying to go on a Tom Segura kick last night, but sometimes it takes a while for certain people to click with me. Like, I feel like 2 years from now, I'll be like, dude, Tom Segura is so fucking funny.
Tom Segura is
But
really funny, but he's like
it
Louis
takes
C.K. light.
a while. Yeah, like, there's just something about Louis that I could just listen to him talk all day.
Yeah.
Like, he's so articulate the way he speaks, and, like, the way he makes points, the way he describes things. Like, he was talking about Twitter, and he was talking about social media, and he was like, if people pay to see you, they're the people that have a stake in it. They're literally invested in you. So why would you care about somebody who's not invested in you? Like, Twitter's not, but it's also like in all forms of entertainment, like people get canceled and people get lambasted online for silly things that they would never get lambasted for in real life. So like I've been trying to like how do you like I just like every now and then you should think about how even like 10, 15 years ago how people were living day-to-day life. They were much less concerned about everything.
Yeah.
Now everyone's concerned about everything.
It's like that's why Arcade Fire is a band we'd never bring up.
Yeah.
They're really great.
Yeah, I do
and
like
the
them.
song Everything Now is about that.
Is that boom 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 bada boom?
Yeah.
Do 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 do. That is a good song. That is a really good song.
But is that melody? Am I mistaken? Is that melody a Bee Gees melody?
It could either be a Bee Gees or like an ABBA melody, but I get very Bee Gees and ABBA vibes from them sometimes.
Yeah.
In general.
Nothing but compliments. Dude, I think the next cover, so I've did Flashing Lights. I want to do a couple more that are already
your John Cover series?
My John Cover series. I think one that we should both do, and I think we can both, because we could both do the falsetto pretty well in this song.
Mm-hmm.
But I need help with especially with the drum and the bass parts. Like that's more the rhythm is more your alley. I Want to Be Your Everything by Andy Gibb. It's fucking. It's so. I love the changes. I love the chords. The melody's great. The harmonies. I mean, the Bee Gees are known for their harmonies.
Yeah,
but I love that.
I was watching a Bee Gees documentary.
Nice disco song.
I was watching a Bee Gees documentary, and they had a really, really interesting life. Like, they broke up before, and like they went through like a 3-year period where they hated each other. They got back together for like, she put that shit on really fucking loud.
My mom's watching Ozark.
She just fucking blasted it. Oh my god.
I hope it picked up.
Oh my lord, I hope it did too. Ozark was a good show. I'm glad she's catching up. Well, you know what? When we know the close is clear, maybe we could do a little Ozark talk next week. Speaking of TV show talk and how I'm just saying how you should disconnect. Well, I've been trying to connect with House of the Dragon. That show's fucking excellent.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the. It's just probably driving all those Game of Thrones fans who nitpicked every single aspect of the last season, and they with not just all you had to say about the last season of Game of Thrones or the last 2 seasons was the writing, the dialogue wasn't that good. Those were honestly, you rewatch the show. I'm rewatching the show right now. The only problems the show had towards the end was the dialogue wasn't good. But everyone that nitpicked, they're going to teleport, because they're used to seeing, like, waiting for a whole season for someone to sail somewhere, is missing the fucking point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who gives a fuck about them sailing for 6 months?
See, this is my only problem with it.
They didn't do it earlier in the show, so it's not consistent.
No. Well, I feel like the jumps that they did skipped a lot of things that could have added to the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but you could say the same thing about House of the Dragon already.
Oh, yeah, in one episode.
But that's not the story.
But this is the first season, and they're trying to fit the whole, like, I don't know, I just feel like...
That's already renewed for season 2.
I know. But what I'm saying is they're trying, you could tell they're fitting in, they're getting right to the war. Because, and I didn't read any of the books.
Well, this is based off of like a 500-page book.
Yeah.
Whereas Game of Thrones is based off of, 7,000-page books. So I guess that's why people were a little upset. I just felt like you have to be consistent in your nitpicking and what you don't like. If you don't like jumps and you want detail, then you have to be consistent. If you're not going to be consistent, then I'm not going to listen to what you have to say. Not you particularly, but just in general. I feel like people jumped on it so much that they ignored parts about the show in the last 2 seasons that actually were still good.
Well, I think like dropping, for me, I mean, the writing, the dialogue wasn't good.
Dialogue was bad.
But also, like, they dropped so many fucking interesting story plots. Just disappeared completely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Arya, her story alone was so.
You know what though?
They neglected so much. Like, I want to know so much that happened.
Let me jump in about Arya. Her story was her as a character. She was never interesting to me anyway, even in the books. And I've read a lot of the books.
Yeah, I think I'm on book 3. But
every time I hit an Arya chapter, I was like, "Fucking Christ! Again? I gotta read another Arya chapter." So like, let's not like. There's certain people that they have to compete with other people. Like, I like every single thing about the books, and the books are so much better than the show. Or like, it's a race to the bottom. Oh, season 7 and season 8, I'll never watch it. Oh, I burned my DVDs for the show. Oh, I picketed George Martin's house. Like, there's people that are in competition
they're
for how much they hate the show.
They're fucking stupid.
Do you know what I mean? And they want to ignore all the plot points they had in the show. How they got to them was stupid, but every major thing that happened is going to happen in the books. Because George Martin told, unless he decided to retcon it and change it, because he didn't like how fans reacted to the show. Like, Bran's going to still end up the king. Jon Snow's still going to end up over the wall. Arya's still going to kill the Night King.
Matthew, how interesting. Fuck the chapters that are leading to it. The Bravos people, the faceless fucking assassins.
Yeah.
I want to know, what the fuck are they? How do they do that shit? Why?
I still don't think you're going to find out.
In the books?
No.
Matthew, them chapters got to have something. But they got to have more than what they did. They don't explain any of it
in the books. They haven't explained one magical thing in the books yet. Not one.
But
not one.
No. There's just so much more detail I think that they could have added in that.
I definitely agree. But none of it's still going to be explained, I don't think.
I think we'll have a better idea. We'll be able to make more theories than just Arya popped up and killed the Night King. How did she get past all them motherfuckers?
Yeah, well, she was trained by the most deadly assassin in the world.
They're magical icemen, and there was thousands of fucking come on, but like I agree that there's a way that it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I don't know.
Listen, I'm not trying to say season 7 and 8 were good. What I'm trying to say is people shit on them too much.
Tyrion's fucking
dude. Well, they dropped
dialogue?
the ball. They dropped the ball with him. That's what I'm saying.
Fucking fell so
dude,
far.
The dialogue to me was the worst part. That's what I'm saying. The dialogue was the worst part. The other parts that were good was basically everything else. The dialogue and the plot, things that the showrunners had to do with, that they oversaw, was terrible. Everything else about it was still perfect. The sets were perfect. How the actors acted what they were given, they did a great job. Because some of those lines were terrible, and they still pulled them off in a way that they tried to. That's what I mean. Like, you can't even blame the actors. It's not their fault. Like, some people were like, get mad at Kit Harington.
No, well, that's like I said. That's
silly.
Shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
We should fight them. You want to fight? You think that way? Let's fight.
I'll fucking fight you right now. That's right. And this is pre-recorded. So that means you better fucking hop in the time machine and come fight me.
You know what else that means? We mean this anytime. We don't mean this just right now.
Anytime.
Whenever you see this, we'll fight you.
We'll fight you about it. Exactly. Well, I'm glad that I feel like, they don't have anything to do with any of the other, this new show. And it shows right away.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of care. There's a lot of care and detail that's being put into this show. You can tell. You can really tell. This is really, really good. Yeah. And I might say, $1 billion show is about to drop on Amazon tonight. The new Lord of the Rings show.
Oh yeah.
They spent $1 billion on it.
No one's gonna watch that shit.
$1 billion. I'm gonna watch it. Probably not tonight because it'll drop at midnight.
I don't remember Lord of the Rings.
It's fucking dillweed.
I don't.
I don't remember Lord of the Rings.
Yawning.
I know. I don't remember. I don't remember the most popular fantasy series ever.
I just remember that shit took forever to end.
It did take forever. That's when you put as many details in movies as you possibly can. That's what it's like.
Yeah, but you know what? If them movies were brought like 5 seasons of television,
Yeah.
it'd probably be I'd probably love it just as much as Game of Thrones.
Probably would be a little sleepy.
You think it'd be a little?
It would be a little sleepy, yeah.
Guess who got a worky meal? Guess who got a worky.
Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to say season 7 and season 8 were the best seasons of television ever. I'm not trying to say that at all. You know, there's a lot of plot hole. They jumped around. They left out meaningful details to things that should have been in there. The dialogue between characters was not consistent with how they were in previous seasons. But with all that being said, people shit on them too much because it's popular to shit on them, and they don't actually, when you're watching a show and then you wait for a week and everyone's making theories and analyzing every single line, and then you binge watch the show, it's a big difference. It's a huge difference. That's all I'm saying. The show would probably, season 8 would probably, if I when I watch it in real time, it's probably like a 4 or 5. But if when I binge watch it, it's probably going to jump up to like a 7.
Really?
Because it's still, compared to
I think you're gonna find
any other fucking show.
Remember they left a water bottle in one of the scenes?
It was a Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Starbucks cup. It was a Starbucks cup in
the directors
in Winterfell.
Shit, stopped giving a fuck.
That's not the directors. That's
someone,
the editors.
Someone.
That's the
anybody.
That's the set designers and the editors.
Get the fucking shit off the table.
Listen, that type of shit happens in every single show. You could find mistakes in every single. You could go online and type in movie mistakes right now, and you'll find every movie you like. There's mistakes in it.
No, I know. But that was glaring.
It was not glaring.
That was so glaring.
No one noticed it until someone took a picture, screenshot of it, and put it on Twitter.
But still,
it was not glaring.
It's the #1 television show ever. And then, like, you could say, like, there was mistakes in Sopranos, but, like, the Sopranos are, like...
You know what?
I mean?
You know what bugged me in the Sopranos?
Could you imagine watching
every
The Wire?
fucking... they're not drinking fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
Can you imagine watching The Wire and, like... I mean, I don't know what you'd see in The Wire that you wouldn't see in real life. But, like... I don't know.
You have to use other fantasy series to compare it.
Could you imagine them ever doing that in Dragon Ball Z?
Did you know? You didn't know. I watched that episode with you, and you didn't notice it.
No, I didn't notice.
You didn't notice it at all.
What I'm saying.
You didn't actually notice it for 2 weeks until you saw it. Like, did you see a couple weeks ago they left the Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones? That fucking bullshit. The show's going down the tubes. You know what I mean? But like, it was like one guy who was sitting in his bedroom who's, oh shit, is that a Starbucks cup? Oh, I'm gonna post that on Twitter. Fucking
as you should have.
Terrible showrunners leaving Starbucks cups in the scenes.
It's like there's mistakes that could be made, like she wasn't wearing the fucking magical ring at the time or something like that. There's things that like that, but that's a huge fucking thing.
It's really not.
That'd be like if you're watching Lord of the Rings and they walk by, they're walking for the 11 years that they were walking.
Do you even remember how small it was?
Wait.
I'm not waiting. I'm looking it up right now.
No, you look it up. What I'm going to say is, do you remember when we got the Wolverine movie bootleg?
Dude, I learned what bootleg we got. That was a leak. That was a pre-production leak.
We got a pre-production. I think a lot of people got it, but
that was the worst fucking thing I've ever saw.
We were like, what the fuck
thing
is
ever. This? Starbucks cup. Game of Thrones.
Our father who art in South Philly.
Yeah.
Got it off of I don't know who we got it from. One of his guys.
Oh my God! Wow, it's irredeemable. Oh my Lord! Wow, it's so obvious. No one would ever notice that.
Do you remember when I photoshopped it for a 40?
No.
I think I still have it on my phone. I'm not looking it up.
Yeah, in the actual scene, no one noticed it, and it wasn't, and it really isn't that big of a deal.
It's not a big deal, but it was
funny.
Noticeable enough, and it's funny, and it just shows that there was less attention to detail than there ever was on the show before.
Well, I disagree with attention to detail in regards for set design.
I mean, in general, and it has to go through 1,000 people to fucking get on television.
It doesn't go through that many people.
It goes through a lot of people.
It goes through like 16 people.
16 people's a lot.
Yeah, but they all like Starbucks.
yeah, yeah, they have a deal.
This was just an elaborate ruse to get to that punchline.
I have the Dragon
Well,
Balls.
thanks for what? No. Yeah, they're all there. Didn't I point that? Did I point that out?
Yeah, you did, but I didn't make my wish yet. I'm waiting until I need something.
You're waiting till you need something.
Yeah.
Can you wish that season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones were good?
No, because then that's not important. I guess we got another work email. Oh, this is from Granger. 7 more ways to use your drills and drivers.
That's good. Yeah. So, if you want to talk about shows where I don't remember any mistakes and I don't remember any bad episodes, I have 3 shows where I didn't think there was really a bad episode. And I'm saying bad. I'm not saying there wasn't like average good. Like there's, I'm saying bad episodes. I'm like, that was terrible. Mad Men, The Wire, and The Sopranos.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad too. Breaking Bad actually is on another level than the other 3 because I don't even think there was any average episodes of Breaking Bad or any just good episodes. I think every episode of Breaking Bad was great. They didn't even drop like a marble.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Work email.
Oh my God. I may as well just take the show over.
One of my drivers did a harsh break.
He did a harsh break?
He did a harsh break.
Oh, hard break?
It's harsh.
Why is it harsh?
Because it's a little naughty. It really should be fresh break.
This doesn't make any sense. I don't know. No one even knows what you're talking about, including yourself and your drivers and the insurance company.
So real quick,
Progressive gave me Snapshot. They're an insurance company. They describe it as a hard break,
I think we have the same list of shows that are our favorites,
but in different orders.
Because I have The Wire number 1.
The Wire's like number 4 out of those 3.
I think I watched The Wire, rewatched it 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the only thing I've ever watched.
The
3
Dock
times.
Worker season alone puts it 4th for me. That's season 2. Season 2 is weak as fuck.
Season 2 is the weakest.
For me, it's tied with Mad Men.
But season 2 is the weakest. But
nah, it's above Mad Men. Mad Men meanders.
Mad Men does meander. Mad.
It's Meander Man.
Madman.
Madman.
From what Zach Galifianakis called it.
Mm-hmm.
He
Breaking Bad's number 1 for me still. Game of Thrones would have been if they didn't fuck up season... mainly if they just didn't fuck up season 8. If they made a great season 8 and they just had like an off season 7, it would have been okay.
Wasn't season 7 like 9 episodes and season 8 was 8 episodes?
Season 7 was 10 episodes. And season 8 was like 6 or 7 episodes.
Wasn't there something was broken in part, or something was like 7 episodes and then 8 episodes or something like that?
No. Not for Game of Thrones.
I'm not sure. Well, anyway, even if they did a full 10 episodes for season 8,
it would have helped out a lot.
It would have helped out a little bit.
It would have. It definitely would have.
Just tighten up a little bit of things. It was just so rushed.
Yeah, they rushed it. The argument can be made they're overwhelmed because it was like the biggest thing ever at the time. But then you could also make the argument, it's the landmark, it's the hallmark of their career, and they're not going to top it.
Yeah. And
they got dropped from projects. They were supposed to spearhead like all of Disney's Star Wars stuff after that. They were hired for they had contracts already for it, and they rushed it, and Disney dropped them. Like brutally dropped them. They just completely fired them and cut all ties to them after season 8 of Game of Thrones. Like it did affect their careers. They don't do anything now.
All they had to do was finish the best thing on television. Incredible.
All they had to do was call George Martin and have him consult on the writing.
He didn't consult? I thought he consulted on everything.
All he did after season 5 for 6, 7, and 8 was give them
an outline,
large bullet points. Not even really a full outline. Just like Bran becomes king. Jon Snow ends up over the wall. Arya kills the Night King.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. He told them those things, and then their job was to figure out how to get to it. And that's why it was fucked up so bad. But that's why I said the only parts of the show that were bad were the shit that they had to do with. Every other part was great. The actors still did a great job. The set designers did a great job. The editors did a great job besides the Starbucks cup. Like, all the other parts of the show
Well, it looked
even
fantastic the whole time.
It didn't dip. Like, what I'm saying is nothing else dipped. As a matter of fact, all the other shits got better. The set designs got better. The outfits got better. The music got better. The music, the scoring, and the sound design in that show is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because all those things don't matter if you have shitty writing and shitty plot points that are done by your showrunners.
Yeah.
So that's the showrunners. It's like a big company, you know. Whoever's at the top sets the tone, and that's why it was fucked up so bad because they set a tone of we're gonna rush this. We want to get it over with because we're tired of working on Game of Thrones.
Crazy. If they did 10 seasons and just had GRRM and Groom consult, it would have been probably number one on both of our lists.
Oh, definitely. If you just say the show was still airing and it was up to season 5, it would be the best show ever still. I would still say it.
Yeah.
But like when you have shows like Breaking Bad where it's a whole complete story.
There's never a miss.
There's no dip. There's no misses. It's complete. You know what I mean? They didn't take any days off. They did it the right way. And that's a sign of a really great drama.
You know, instead of Bryan Cranston, who should have been?
What?
Arnold
Walter
Schwarzenegger.
White? That would be the most.
Imagine him as Walter White.
I would love to see a Breaking Bad remake movie.
I am the Stole. I can't do his impression, but
I can't do it either. I'm not even gonna try.
You imagine him like beating up people.
Get the gun.
He wouldn't do like no.
Skylar.
Like, I'm weak from my whatever. From
If you don't drop the crutches, you're never gonna learn to walk.
Who would be a good Walter White?
Who would be a good Walter White?
I don't know. I think Sopranos is number 2 for me.
Sopranos is number 2 for me.
Sopranos is so good.
I just rewatched the whole thing.
That's another show. No misses.
There were some misses.
Really?
Yeah,
What do you think's a miss?
They could. Some of the Christopher being a writer stuff was a miss.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, because people forget about things. They remember the negative things
I
about
also-
shows. They remember big negatives and they remember big positives.
Yeah.
They don't remember the in between stuff. But there's the
I
Sopranos
forgot he was
great.
a writer, and Tony was upset with him for portraying him.
Yeah.
Some type of way.
Christopher, what the fuck do you understand? You know, sir, you're not supposed to do that. T, I'm sorry, T. I thought it was my time to. I thought I could make a difference, T.
But what's his name? Who just died is one of the best characters of all time.
Christopher, you're lucky you're my fucking nephew, or you'd be fucking dead. You'd be in a fucking ditch somewhere. Tone, I'm really sorry, Tone. I'm really sorry. You better get your fucking act together, Christopher. Now get the fuck out of here. T, I told you, T. I told you. I know he's your nephew, T. I told you we should have did him. Bring me a Diet Coke.
When he has the picture of
Tony.
with the horse.
What a great fucking scene. What a great scene. And he looks at it and he goes, give me something a little bit more like a general.
Yeah.
Revolutionary. And then he goes, oh, what the fuck is this? I didn't say put him in stockings. And he goes, no, it's like the revolutionary, it's like a Revolutionary War general, like George Washington. And he goes, T is kind of like George Washington. and then you forget about it for 2 seasons. And then Tony sees it in his house.
So funny.
The fuck is this, Paulie? What the fuck is this? T, it's nice. It's for you, T.
When
Remember he beat the shit out of the guy who was mowing lawns?
No,
You don't remember that? John,
I might.
the one guy, like Tony's cousin, gets all these guys get out of prison in the beginning of season 6, or season 5, and the one of his old schemes used to be he ran all the lawn mowing. He ran a lawn mowing company in the neighborhood, and he strong-armed other people into having his lawn mowing service. Well, when he went to jail, Paulie Walnuts' nephew ran the that was his thing. So when he got out of jail, he said, "Fuck Paulie, I'm gonna take what I want." So he went over there and he took the guy's routes from him. So Paulie, as retaliation, he goes, "Hey, do me a favor. You don't cut this lawn no more. This lawn belongs to my nephew. Get the fuck out of here." So he didn't heed his first warning. So he's up in the tree cutting things, and his buddy's holding him. And he walks by him. He hits him in the back of the leg with a bat, and the guy falls down and breaks both his legs.
Yeah.
You remember
when he was threatening the old women in the nursing
Oh
home
yeah,
to be nice to his
To be
mother.
nice to his mom. It's crazy. It's remember the one was like, "I'm not gonna be nice to her," and then he strong armed the director of the old folks home to have her move to another location, and then she was all of a sudden she was nice to her after that. Do you remember when? I think it was Tony's cousin's kid. They were playing with a real bow and arrow, and he shot the arrow through the kid, and the kid was paralyzed from the neck down. It was like
Wasn't
crazy.
it Ralphie's kid?
Yeah, it was Ralphie. Yeah, Ralphie April's kid, and then they got into a fight, and that's how Tony killed him.
Oh, that's so.
And then he turned out he had a toupee, and then it was revealed he had a toupee. He had a toupee. It's like the most everyone knows. Some old
And Chris was all fucked up when he had to cut the body off.
Oh my God! Yeah, he came over. He was high.
And Tony couldn't even fucking tell him to go home. He needed him.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It was crazy.
Isn't it crazy how that kind of shit happens and you go, damn, I really hope Tony survived the last scene.
He definitely didn't.
No, I know. I think the showrunner came out and said he's dead.
Yeah. He definitely didn't. I think that's one of the best endings in television history. But I think that's probably the most controversial television ending in history.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can't think of one that's more controversial than
that. I never seen it, but How I Met Your Mother, everyone says it's crazy.
No one else saw it either.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. A lot of people actually used to watch that. Those network shows, they used to get like 30 million viewers.
Big Bang Theory is the worst show on television.
Oh, Big Bang Theory is fucking awful.
I'd rather shit in a hat and wear it for the rest of my life.
Oh my God, Big Bang! Who can watch? It's drivel is the word. Drivel.
Did you ever?
Mindless fucking drivel.
I think we brought it up before, but the Big Bang Theory show and they like a scene and they took all the laughter out and it's just a conversation.
Oh my God, yeah. I wish we could watch all sitcoms like that. It would be really funny.
Yeah.
Because they're all going to be bad, but some sitcoms are really. You know what my favorite sitcom is? Frasier.
I never watched it.
It's so, to me it was so well. At least 17-year-old me thought it was his favorite sitcom.
I mean, does Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh, I was talking about like network traditional sitcoms.
I don't think I like any of them.
Curb's on a whole different level. You can't even compare that kind of show with. I mean, maybe you could compare Seinfeld, but because that's also Larry David's show.
Apparently, it got real bad when he left, or not real bad, but it got like just like, oh, look at all the salmon or whatever the fuck Jerry was talking about.
Because when it comes to, I don't know much about Jerry Seinfeld, but he seemed like a stand-up comedian who got a good break being on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because has he acted since?
Yeah, I don't find him funny at all.
I don't really find him funny either. But you know who's fucking hilarious? Larry David. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's so funny.
All the other people on the show were way funnier than Jerry Seinfeld, I felt.
He used to walk.
Like, what's Julie Louis-Dreyfus?
Yeah.
She's fucking hilarious. And so is
George Costanza.
And so is
well,
who's the other guy?
Michael.
He was funny on the show. It's but that's one of the
Kramer.
Didn't he go on like a big racist rant? And
So I think he was trying to add shock to his comedy, and he said the N-word a bunch of times. It just was fucking stupid, and he deserves, he was trying to be funny, and it failed so miserably.
Yeah.
It was so dumb.
My thing is, if you made all that money from a TV show, why add anything? Why just make the jokes you want to make? I mean, obviously,
Just bomb.
Yeah, just bomb. If you're gonna bomb, just bomb. If your stand-up set's bad and you need to be racist to have a funny stand-up set, you're not funny.
Well, I think so. Like, I wouldn't fucking do it, but like, there's comedians that will say really fucked up things for
what did he say?
shock humor, but it's also like, I don't know. He wasn't. This wasn't part of his act. This wasn't a well thought out set that he had. This was just him screaming at the audience the N-word.
Oh yeah.
The stupidest
Totally
thing.
stupid. Do you So Louis C.K. was just talking about some similar shit about Oh, we just touched on it and it just went right out of my brain. But it was a really interesting point about stand-up comedians, like shock value, and like how stand-up comedy is like the oldest art form that's still practiced. You know, oral tradition has gone back forever and trying to make people laugh, and how like when you're in that room, you kind of it's a job of a comedian to be, I guess the word's racy, in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of their job to say what, whatever they want.
I think I watched the same interview,
and I think it's true. And I think now that you have there's so many people, everyone if you watch the news or you listen to your uncle, don't listen to your uncle. Like John, tell your kids don't listen to me. They're gonna tell you, oh, it's the crazy liberals, or oh, it's the crazy Republicans that are trying to censor you.
Yeah.
Like it's both sides want to censor things they don't like, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But that's why stand-up comedy is so important, because people ought to be able to say things that are controversial sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think you should, run around and go, we should kill this person. There should be limits.
Mm-hmm.
That if you can get somebody hurt, you probably shouldn't say.
No.
But with that being said,
but I mean, everything has to have context.
Exactly. Like
take something
in the
out of
right context, you should be able to say anything.
Could you imagine if someone took you being Tony Soprano out of context, and we're like, listen to this dumb Italian.
Italian, yeah.
That's what they would have called you.
An
Dumb
Italian
mobster.
I prefer the term Italian because I'm web friendly now.
Oh, like email
or ebook. I'm Italian.
What time is it?
I think it's time for us to wrap this up.
We have a song out. It's called 4th
What's it
of July.
called? 4th of July.
And not only is it called 4th of July, but it has been ranked not only by the Yo Show, which go follow the Yo Show, but it's been ranked by every media outlet in the world as Song of the Summer.
Yeah, so there was a new media outlet that was just created yesterday, and their first thing they did was they told everyone that 4th of July was their pick for Song of the Summer.
Yeah.
So it is true.
Speaking of
I was just ready
awards,
to say something. Oh, well, yeah, go ahead.
We won a VMA.
Oh, that's right, we did.
We won a VMA
yeah, guys,
for having the
we
Song
won a
of the
VMA.
Summer.
We won a VMA. You know who the best new artist was at the VMAs, real quick? It was Bad Bunny.
Best new artist?
Or no, best artist.
Oh, best artist.
Artist of the year.
Well, if you go by tour sales... Does he have
really good videos, though?
I don't know. But
it's the Video Music Awards, right?
If you go by tour sales, I mean, this fucking guy is crushing it.
He's a huge crossover deal.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a crossover artist.
But I don't know nothing about him.
There's something I was going to say about songs. Oh, so everyone stay tuned. We were lucky enough last week to be a part of a really cool podcast called Songversations podcast.
Yes.
So everyone stay tuned for that. When that drops, we're going to drop the link on all of our social media. So go check that out. It was a really, really cool conversation. It was an in-depth 2-hour discussion about our music,
other people's music,
like what we think about music. It was
our life, our
goals. We're very fun on this podcast. This is just kind of how we normally are. But that was like John and Matthew the artist. That was like us interviewing. That was like them interviewing.
Yeah, it was really a change of pace for us, because usually we try to be not serious.
I don't think we try to be. I just don't think we're not always very serious people.
But like the questions he was asking, we didn't really have a chance to not be. I mean, we did. It's funny, but we did have we were the most serious you'll probably ever hear us.
Yeah.
Until we get into our emo phase.
Until we're huge and I turn 50 and run for president.
Shout out to this new excellent band called August is Falling.
Shout out to August is Falling.
They have a great song, new lyric video out called "I'm So or Sad This Summer" or "Mad This Summer." I forget what it's called.
I thought their new song was called "I'm So Hungry I Can Eat You Alive" right now.
I guess it's time for us to go. August is Falling, Scoop Ski, Songversations.
I didn't mean that
The Yo
literal.
Show, Fired Up.
Don't worry, I'm not
The
going to eat you
Mack
alive.
brothers. They're all in the Mack Mafia. 4th of July's out everywhere.
Yo,
Like and subscribe.
go like and subscribe to the pod.
Ding the bell or whatever they say.
What do they say? Ding the fucking bell.
I'm so excited for Halloween. We have a lot to talk about.
Listen. The holidays are very special to us. And what's the first major holiday? Halloween. I can't
didn't
fucking
practice
wait.
that.
We didn't. We actually stood back there for like hours going Halloween in John's garage in the heat, and he was getting. You know what happened to you when you were doing that? You were
passed
getting
out.
bit by mosquitoes in your own
I
fucking
got
house.
bit by a mosquito.
In your own house, damn it! In his own house. We're not gonna let this happen again.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Toodles.
Toodles.